officer you're receiving. It came from steel wire. Magic to the unkeen. Polson marched on Paris, set his machine down in the face of God, and whispered, "Move." Herald, the human spirit by proxy of magnet and piano wire. Go on then. Move. Into waves we went, every time a reparation not as any lord had intended. Come helical, soon heretic. You've never thought about what was taken from you when you passed through the eye. This is the transmission, and this is the penny. Charge up and duplicate. This frequency is the lowest of the spectrum, and dark within. Batter my heart, three-colored God. Around the drum in the form of a helix. 1,500 inches per minute head to tape. 48,000 bits per inch carrying 100 trillion synaptic connections. Wave to wave. These things are hard on the heart.
I want to thank my guests Margot Robbie and Tom Hanks. I never would have guessed you guys knew your golden era Norwegian existentialist drama so well. We'll see you next time. Until then, Godspeed. Welcome to TV War. Heap the shit upon me. This is an unsanctioned copycat of a movie game show, so every second not swallowing the pitch of the earth is a second wasted. Our prize for today is a VHS tape with a label on it that says, "Do not watch," but I peeled it back a little to show that it is Michael, the John Travolta Angel movie from 1996. Speaking of tapes with names of men, I am joined by my esteemed contestants, Highway, Harry, and Stan. But tonight, we have a very honored guest, a hero from the meat side, now transformed to wave. Brett, sir, it's great to have you.
What the fuck is going on here?
You're such an inspiration for the ways that I'll never, ever choose to be.
I love your work.
Yes, we all enjoy what you do to that nerd on the other show.
Yes, my occult hands applause your cause.
You know.
I do what I can. What is it you say we're doing? TV trivia?
Where do you think you are?
For the TVs, the war is all around us.
Can I talk Goonies here?
It's encouraged.
Goonies. Goonies.
Goonies.
Goonies.
Goonies.
Goonies.
Goonies. Goonies.
I feel like I'm at home.
This game is called Bummer Feud. You'll guess which of 3 movies had the lowest budget and the lowest worldwide theatrical gross.
The lowest?
That's right. You're wave side now, baby.
What do I refer to you as? Shea 2?
Too Shea, Too Furious. Our first bummer. Hotel Horror. The 3 movies that you can choose from are The Shining from 1980, 1408 from 2007, and Identity from 2003. Remember, we're looking for the lowest budget of these 3 films. Brent, our guest of honor, let's start with you. Which one do you think is the lowest?
Oh, man. The Shining.
Brent is saying The Shining. Highway Harry, do you agree with him?
Yes.
2 for The Shining. Stan the Man. What do you think?
I think that Shining had a pretty low budget, plus inflation and all that.
All 3 of our devils are saying The Shining had the lowest budget, and to Joy, all 3 get a point for it. $19 million to make The Shining, $25 million to make 1408, and $28 million to make Identity. Fine showing, I'd say, so far, gentlemen. Now we're going for lowest theatrical worldwide gross. Stan, let's start with you. Which one of these films do you think had the lowest intake of money?
I was
Well, I'm
putting
going to
you
go
in.
with... Oh, I thought you said me.
You said, I thought he said Stan.
I said Stan, but it's such a Highway Harry brand to jump in.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, Harry's in the goal lane. Harry's in the goal lane. I say go ahead there, Harry.
Well,
Go
if
ahead,
I
Harry.
must, I'll just go with Identity.
Highway Harry is saying Identity had the least amount of money brought in. Stan, now it's your turn, now that Highway Harry is done. What do you say?
I was going to tell you about my intake, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you about 1408.
Stan saying 1408 in
Yeah.
opposition to Highway Harry saying Identity. Brent, you've got 2 different scoundrels with 2 different answers. Which one do you choose?
I want to hear more about this intake.
Stan?
We ain't got enough time.
Then I'll go with 1408.
Highway Harry is saying Identity. Stan and Brent are saying 1408, and there are no points. The Shining brought in the least amount of money with $47 million. Identity brought in $90 million. 1408 brought in $133 million.
Well, I got second place, I guess.
Don't worry, Harry. The games continue. Our next bummer is Close Encounters of the Rural Kind. These are movies featuring aliens on the farm. Your 3 movies are Signs from 2002, Nope from 2022, and A Quiet Place from 2018. Highway Harry, let's start with you. Which one of these films has the
It's
lowest
about
budget?
time. Lowest budget, I'm going to go with... Nope. I'm going to go with Nope.
Highway Harry is saying Nope had the lowest budget. Brent, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm going to say nope.
2 for Nope. Stan, are you joining this train?
I think I'm going to go with the safe bet and say no.
3 for Nope. No points.
Damn it.
Oh, dang.
Quiet Place took $17 million to make. Nope took $68 million to make. And Signs took $72 million to make. Now we're going to theatrical, worldwide, meat side, gross. Stan, what do you say? Which one brought in the least amount of money?
I'm going to go ahead and say Quiet Place.
Highway Harry, what do you say?
Well, Nope. I'm going to go with Nope.
Highway Harry sticking with Nope. Brent, what do you say?
I'm going to pull out signs on this one.
Brent saying Signs. Highway Harry saying Nope. Stan is saying A Quiet Place. And Highway Harry gets a point. Nope only brought in $171 million. A Quiet Place brought in $341 million. And Signs brought in $408 million.
Cha-ching!
Okay, our next bummer is Gothic horror films. And your 3 films you can choose from are Interview with a Vampire, The Vampire Chronicles from 1994. Gotta get that full title in. Crimson Peak from 2015 or Sleepy Hollow from 1999. Back to you, Brent. Which one of these films had the lowest of budgets?
Crimson Peak.
Brent is saying Crimson Peak. Highway Harry, your move.
Interview with a Vampire and the rest.
Highway Harry is saying Interview with the Vampire Chronicles. Stan?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and say Crimson Peak.
Brent and Stan, Crimson Peak. Highway Harry, Interview with Vampire Chronicles. Brent and Stan both get a point. $55 million to make Crimson Peak, $60 million to make Interview with the Vampire, and $100 million to make Sleepy Hollow.
Pretty close.
There was a close one there. You're right there, Stan.
All right, next,
Hey.
theatrical worldwide gross. Stan, the man. Which one of these films brought in the least amount of money?
Least amount had to have been that Interview with that Vampire.
Stan saying Interview with the Vampire Chronicles. I urge you to say the full title every time you say the name of that movie. Brent,
Chronic,
your turn.
2001. It's a pretty good CD. Get the girls dancing.
Dr. Dre said, nothing, you idiot. Dr. Dre's dead.
Joy.
He's locked in my basement.
Hey, Brent, I know you're new to the show. We don't finish other people's lyrics on TV War.
Goonies.
Goonies.
Goon.
Goonies.
Goonies.
Goonies. Okay. It's your birthday, Goonies.
That Interview with that Vampire.
Stan saying Interview with the Vampire brought in the least amount of money. Brent, what do you say?
I'm gonna stick
Larry.
with Crimson Peak.
Brent saying Crimson Peak. Highway Harry, what do you say?
Well, I'll go with Crimson Peak.
Highway Harry agreeing with Brent and saying Crimson Peak. Stan is saying Interview with the Vampire Chronicles. And Brent and Highway Harry get a point. $75 million for Crimson Peak, 206 for Sleepy Hollow, and 224 for Interview the Vampire.
I was way off.
Shouldn't you
Thanks
guys
for
be
the-
throwing the game for me?
Thanks for the tip, Princess.
They may be scoundrels, but they've got morals. Our last bummer for this game is Love and Blood. The 3 Love and Blood movies you'll be choosing
Oh,
from
man.
are Scream from 1996, Warm Bodies from 2013, and The Shape of Water from 2017. Highway Harry, which one of these films had the lowest of the budgets?
I thought this was going to be about making love on the Menzies.
You know, I think Scream didn't start out as a big hit, so I'm going to go with Scream.
Highway Harry is saying Scream!
I mean, it
Brent,
did
what do
start
you
out
say?
as a big hit, but it was the first in the installment.
Highway Harry knows his meat side movies. Brent, what do you say?
Meat side.
That's you, buddy.
I like a good warm body.
Brent saying Warm Bodies. Highway Harry saying Scream. Stan, what do you say?
Screaming and Warm Bodies and Love and Blood. It seems like something I could pass up just fine. I think I'm going to go with The Shape of Water.
Stan is saying The
Lowest
Shape of
budget?
Water for lowest of budgets. He's obviously never seen that film. The answer is Scream. Highway Harry gets a
Really?
point. Scream only cost $14 million to make. Shape of Water only cost $19 million to make. And Warm Bodies only cost $35 million
That's
to make.
weird.
19
I mean,
ain't that much.
inflation's the only thing I could see.
Well, Scream was just a slasher movie. I mean, there wasn't.
It's
any-
Wes Craven, though, and the cast was still pretty... That's weird.
All right, now we're going to theatrical worldwide gross. Brent, something tells me you might have an answer to this one.
I think I saw it, but I'm not positive. Warm Bodies?
Brent's saying Warm Bodies had the lowest income. Highway Harry, what are you saying? And I'd say maybe you should listen to Brent.
I always do. Well, not always. With warm bodies.
2 for Warm Bodies. Stan, what do you say?
I think we got a trend here. Warm bodies.
3 for Warm Bodies. 3 points, $117 million that movie brought in. Scream brought in $173 million, and Shape of Water brought in $195 million. 1 game in the books, and 1 person is in the lead, and that's Highway Harry with 5 points.
bull.
Brett has 4, Stan has 3.
Huh, Goonies?
Goonies, Goonies, Goonies.
Go Goonies. Go Goonies.
Goonies,
Go Goonies. Go
Goonies.
Goonies. Go Goonies.
Our next game is Low High. You will take turns guessing whether a film is rated lower or higher than 7 stars according to the users on IMDb. You know, the website crafted by famous hijacker D.B. Cooper. Our first film for Low High is The Others from 2001. Is this film rated higher than 7 stars according to the users on IMDb? Brett.
Oh, this is a curveball.
I like curves.
Higher or lower than 7?
Higher or lower than 7 stars on IMDb?
Lower.
Brett's saying lower. Highway Harry, do you agree with him?
Yeah, I do.
2 for lower. Stan, what do you say?
Well, I ain't never seen it. I might have to go higher just to try to get some points.
Brent and Highway Harry say this movie is lower than 7 stars. Stan's saying it higher, and he gets a point for it. 7.6 stars according to the users on IMDb. Do you think you know
That's right.
IMDb better than you know that stupid website they use on that other stupid show?
I don't.
I don't know.
All I know is the highway.
There's more stars. I
There's
don't
more
understand how there's more
Double
numbers.
the stars.
How many stars are there?
Out of 10. The next
There's 1 in here.
The next film is from 1986, The Fly. Do we think this is higher or lower than 7 stars according to the users on IMDb? Stan.
I ain't never seen it, but I don't really like flies, so I'm gonna go lower.
Stan's saying low because of his personal dislikes. Brent, what do you say?
Higher.
Brent's saying higher. Kyle, what do you say?
I'm saying hi.
Harry and Brent are saying high. Stan is saying low. Harry and Brent get a point. 7.6 stars according to the users on IMDb.
Of course, the IMDb people are Kafka fans.
DB
Down on the
Cooper
farm.
loves his body whore.
Oh dear.
Down on the farm, we call that smoking a lefty there, Highway Harry. It's pretty funny, ain't it? Smoking a lefty.
Attaboy, Stan.
Low High is Scream 2. from
Wait a
19-
minute.
funny.
I don't support any group condoning smoking a lefty.
Yeah, why not, brother? Come on, sometimes you gotta smoke a
pretty
little.
funny.
All alt-rights out here.
He's only into the righties.
All right, our next
I like a
film-
little stranger every now and
Our
then.
next film in Low High is Scream 2 from 1997. Stan, do you think this is higher or lower than 7 stars?
Man, these people love that Scream movie, and I'm gonna go probably higher.
Stan saying higher. Highway Harry, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with lower.
Highway Harry saying lower. Brent, what do you say?
I think it's probably lower too.
Brent also saying lower. Stan's saying higher, and it's 6.3 stars according to the users on IMDb. Points for Harry and Brent.
Scream 2. Scream, don't mind if I do.
Our last film in Low High is from 1973, and it is The Wicker Man. The original, not the Nicolas Cage. Do we think this is higher or
Burning
lower
Man.
than 7 stars? Harry.
Go with lower.
Harry saying low. Brent, what do you say?
Higher.
Brent's saying higher. Stan, what do you say?
I'm gonna say higher.
Stan and Brent are saying higher. Harry is saying low, and Stan and Brent get a point. 7.5 stars on IMDb.
That's
Flesh
right.
to touch, flesh to burn. Don't keep the Wicker Man waiting.
At the end of low high, we have a lead. Brent and Harry are both with 7 points. Stan has 5.
I was thinking about starting a wicker furniture painting company and calling it the Wicker Man. I never have done it.
You're not going to make them, you're just going to buy them?
No, you repaint them. See, when people buy that wicker furniture, it don't wear well. So you need to recoat it. There's a bunch of. That's $1 million idea. That's $1 million idea, buddy.
Where are you going to get this wicker from?
People got wicker furniture everywhere in the country. You city folk, with your dresses on. I don't even gonna get into it.
The wave world is entirely 100% wicker.
I came here to read a book.
The Bible?
Yeah, you better read the Bible, Old Testament, none of that
New hokey Jesus stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I'll let you. But you can teach it to the kids.
You got a wicker Jesus?
So we can burn it.
Pull up. Terrain.
For this game, I'll give you the name of a film and 3 actors. Some of them may have been in the film, some of them may have not. It's up to you to figure out who them imposters be. Our first film is from 2000. It is Scream 3. Here's your cast. Patrick Dempsey, Jamie Kennedy, Lance Henriksen. Some of these people are in it. Some of these people were not. You got to tell me who was in it, who was not. You only get a point if the whole board is right. Stan, let's start with you. Which one of these people were in the film, which people weren't?
That old man.
Stop trying to jump me, Hardwire. You've been in the go lane all night.
On brand.
Well, why don't you relax, wicker boy?
Shit. I don't think that Dempsey fellow is in there. He's McSteamy or McDreamy. My wife watches that show.
Stan has a wife, and he's saying that Dempsey was not in this picture. But Jamie Kennedy and Lance Henriksen were. Brent, what do you say?
Jamie Kennedy was. I think Lance was. Dempsey's not.
So you're agreeing with Stan, saying Dempsey wasn't in it, but the other two were. Harry, what do you say?
No, you know what? I'm going to say.
No, you've already said it. Harry, what do you say?
I'm going to go ahead and check. I'm going to agree with them.
All three are saying Patrick. All three are saying Patrick Dempsey was not in Scream 3, but that Jamie Kennedy and Lance Henriksen were. No points. All three of these gentlemen were in Scream 3.
As a trick question.
Russell, your Jimmies?
Consider them ruffled.
What's a Jimmy?
Want to find out, buddy?
That can be quite a. That can be
Bring
quite a
that
few
dress
things.
over here, and I'll show you what a Jimmy is.
Our next film for imposters is Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. And here's your cast. Billy Connolly, Toby Jones, Tom Waits. Some of these people were in it. Maybe they weren't. Highway Harry, what do you say?
I'm going to say that Toby Jones was not in it.
Harry's saying Billy Connolly and Tom Waits are in it, and Toby Jones was not. Brent, what do you say?
Tom Waits is the only one that's in it.
Brent is saying Tom Waits is the only person in it, and Stan, what do you say?
Well, shit. I mean, I don't know. That Tom Waits, I don't get his music. I don't get it. Billy Connolly looks like he is old enough to be in a Dracula movie, but I don't know. I'm gonna go Toby. Let's say Toby Jones. I like the name Toby. I named the dog Toby once.
Stan is saying that Toby Jones was not in the film, I believe.
He wasn't in it, I
He wasn't in
guess.
it, but the other two were.
Sure.
Brent gets a point. Only Tom Waits of this group was in it.
Shit.
I never seen it. I've been putting in miles on the road, see?
Yeah, which highway is that dumpster on tonight, Harry?
I have no idea, but that's frustrating me because I can drive down any road you know.
I see that dumpster says cardboard only, but you surely aren't cardboard, you rascal.
Damn right I'm not cardboard. I ain't wicker either, so...
Anti-wicker. All right, our
Can't
next...
paint him.
Our next film for imposters is The Strangers from 2008, and here's your cast. Glenn Howerton, Toby Huss, and Kerry Russell. Stan, what do you say? Who was in it, who wasn't?
Well, I don't know. I ain't never seen it, but Kerry Russell is awful purty. And I can't see her being a stranger to no one because she was a Noxema girl or something. Glenn Howerton, I don't think he was in movies. He's only in a TV show that some of my relation watches. I don't think it's very funny. Toby Huss. I'd like to name Toby again. Let's go with Toby.
Stan is saying Toby Huss was in the film, but Glenn Howerton and Kerry Russell were not. Harry, what do you say?
Well, I'm going to agree with old Stan for a change.
Highway Air is also agreeing that Toby Huss was in it, but Glenn Howerton and Kerry Russell were not. Brent, what do you say?
I'm gonna call on Toby Huss, and I'm gonna raise a Glenn Howerton.
Brent is saying that Toby Huss and Glenn Howerton were in the film, but Kerry Russell was not. And the answer is nobody's correct. Glenn Howerton was in it. Toby Huss and Kerry Russell were not.
Never seen it.
That's something.
Ain't it? Do you use an apostrophe when you spell ain't, or is it just a whole word?
I can't ever tell where to put apostrophes. I put them before every S and just make sure that it's always right that way.
What if it's plural?
You can't have a contraction that's plural.
So
Figure I ain't in school no more. Ain't no one can correct me. That's the way I look at it.
I correct you.
Stan, when you spelled the word imposters, you put IMPO apostrophe S?
Because there's an S there. You put an apostrophe right before every time.
Apostrophes, okay.
Every time.
And you are P.
My name to you would be 2 apostrophe Shea, 2 Furious, Furio apostrophe S.
This
That's-
is getting confusing.
This is the
Apostrophe
face we like
in.
to do on TV War. Okay, our next film for imposters is Piranha 3D from 2010. And here's your cast. Richard Dreyfuss, Christopher Lloyd, and Gary Busey. Harry, let's start with you. What do you say?
I don't think Christopher Lloyd was in this movie that I haven't seen.
There's a bug.
Harry is saying that Christopher Lloyd was not in this film, but the other two were. Brent, what do you say?
I'm gonna say none of them above that line. There's a movie in them.
Brent's saying none of them are in it. Stan, what do you say?
Stan's rubbing off on me.
Well, that's up to you, boy. I ain't rubbing off on nobody.
I'd like it to.
Well, Harry's in the go lane. He's awful chipper tonight. Maybe he'll let you rub up on him.
You better watch your
Are
ass,
you ready to go down on
Stan.
me?
I ain't going down on nobody. I'm over that period in my life.
I don't think any of them was in it.
Stan saying none of them agreeing with Brent. No
I didn't hear
points.
it, but sure.
All three of these gentlemen deem themselves worthy enough to appear in Piranha 3D.
Wow.
No points.
That's
All right,
weird.
our last film for imposters is from 1999, and
That's
it is
one I haven't seen.
House on Haunted Hill, the remake of the Vincent Price classic. Here's your cast: Tim Robbins, Tyrese, and Jennifer Coolidge, who's hot, hot, hot right now. Stan, what do you say? Who was in it? Who wasn't?
I regretfully ain't never seen it, but I'm gonna say Jennifer Coolidge wasn't in it.
Stan is saying Jennifer Coolidge wasn't in it, but the other two were. Brent, what do you say?
Was.
Tyrese was the only one in it.
Brent's saying Tyrese is the only person in this movie entirely. Harry, what do you say?
Well, I saw this movie going down Route 55, and I will agree with old Stan.
Harry is agreeing with Stan, but it doesn't matter. Nobody got it right. None of these people are in House on Haunted Hill. This is all bullshit.
It's been a while.
That's a good song by Stained. You ever heard that song by Stained? It's been a while. It's pretty good.
I got you there, Stan.
Biloxi!
Show me your fire devices.
Yeah.
Biloxi!
Okay, at the end of Imposters, Brent has
Motherfucking
taken the
chainsaw.
lead with 8 points. Highway Harry has 7, and Stan still at 5.
They are coming now. They are coming for me. Oh God. Oh no. They are coming up the road and they're going to make me laugh.
You know what that sound means. It's time for our next game.
I don't.
Don't sink. Pull up.
This game is called The Screams of Men. I will name a film and you will tell me whether it features one of 2 famous Hollywood stock sounds. The infamous Wilhelm scream or the famous Howie scream. For our viewers, this is what the Wilhelm scream sounds like. And this is what the Howie scream sounds like. The Wilhelm scream is from 1951, originally voiced by Shea. It's been featured in 400 films. The Howie film is believed to come from 1980 for the film The Ninth Configuration. It's named in reference to Howie Long's death scene in the movie Broken Arrow. Our first film is Paranormal Activity 4. Brent, which one of these 2 famous screams is featured in this movie?
Howie.
Brent's saying Howie. Stan, what do you say?
You said his name was Sheb?
Shea Woolley.
I like that name. I might name one of my offspring Sheb one day.
One
God
you already
will.
have.
Well, let's just go Wilhelm. Wilhelm. I like the cut of his jib. I like his shirt.
Yeah, Brent's saying Howie. Stan saying Wilhelm. Harry, what do you say?
Wilhelm.
Harry is also saying Wilhelm. And the answer is... Wilhelm! Stan and Harry both get points.
That's right. That's right.
All right, our next film is from 2002, The Mothman Prophecy. Stan, which one of these screams is featured in the film?
I put mothballs in all the equipment over the winter to make sure that it keeps well. So I think I'm going to go with Howie.
Stan is saying Howie. Brent, what do you say?
Howie.
Brent's also saying Howie. Harry, what do you say?
Check. I'll go with Howie.
Harry also saying Howie. And the answer is... Howie.
Music to my
all
ears.
Okay, our next film for The Screams of Men is from 2011, Fright Night. Brent, which one do you think it is? You think it's Wilhelm or Howie?
Howie.
Brent's saying Howie. Stan, what do you say?
I think it's a Howie scream type of flick.
Stan's also saying Howie. Harry, what are you saying?
I'll go with Wilhelm.
Harry's saying Wilhelm. And the answer is... It's another Howie. Points for Brent and Stan. All right, our next one for Screams of Men is from 2007, Death Proof. And we ain't talking Planet Terror. This is just Death Proof. Harry, which one of these screams do you think was featured in Death Proof?
I gotta go with Wilhelm.
Harry's saying Wilhelm. Brent, what do you say?
Howie.
Brent's saying Howie. Stan, what do you say?
I think we're going to go ahead and say Wilhelm on this one. I think that Tarantino likes old school stuff, and he likes that shirt probably like I like that shirt he's got on.
Stan and Harry saying Wilhelm. Brent saying
That's pretty
Howie.
sharp.
And the answer is Wilhelm. Stan and Harry both get points.
Looks like he like a pearl button shirt.
Explain,
Like a pearl
please.
necklace, too.
Hoity-toity, what do you mean?
Well, he likes to dress up, I bet. You got to wear something in them premieres.
Yeah, movie premieres.
That's what I'd wear. Pearl button shirt, boy.
When you're directing feet.
All right,
That's
next
pearl.
film is from 2007. It is The Mist. Which one do we think it is, Stan?
I'm gonna go with.
I think-
Sorry, I don't know why I keep doing that.
Harry, you been in that go lane. You need to step off before you get a ticket.
A
I'll put
dumpster in
put on the
goalie.
brakes.
Hitting that moonshine too early.
Sorry
Hey, you
about
got
that.
that-
Shine Harry, which one do you
got
say?
that itch. Let's let me go first. I want to say Howie, and then Harry can go. Howie.
Stan is saying Howie. Harry, what do you say?
Wilhelm, sorry about the confusion, the congestion.
Harry saying
Howie.
Wilhelm. Brent, what do you say?
Howie.
Stan and Brent saying Howie. Harry saying Wilhelm, and it is Wilhelm. Harry gets another point.
Damn.
Yeah, well, it looks like all that congestion wore off. Or paid off.
Okay, here's our next film for the Screams of Men. It is The Relic from 1997. Brent, which
I
scream
saw
is
it
it?
in theaters.
Hi, Harry saw it in theaters. On which highway was it?
49.
49. Good one. Brent, Brent, which scream do you think was in this film?
Howie.
Brent saying Howie. Harry, what do you say?
Howie.
Also saying Howie. Stan?
3 for 3. Howie.
3 men, 3 Howies, and 3 points. It was a Howie. I do love the sounds of men screaming. All right, our last film for the Screams of Men is The Ring 2 from 2005. Harry, let's start with you. And by Harry, I mean Stan. Stan, which one of these screams was in the film?
Too Shea, too furious. I tell you what, you're just a straight card. Let's go Wilhelm on this one.
Stan saying Wilhelm. Brent, what do you say?
Wilhelm.
2 Wilhelms. Harry, what do you say?
I'm going to go for the kill here and go with Howie.
Harry's saying Howie
Kill.
for the kill. And the answer is Wilhelm. That kill
Shot and
went
missed.
undone. Okay,
Would that be a drive-by shooting?
at the end of Screams of Men, we're still in a tie. Brent and Harry both have 12 points. Stan has 10. Starting to catch up there, Stan.
That's the plan.
It's old movie, new title time. I'll be naming a film, and you will each come up with a new title for that film. Whichever the TV likes best, I will reward 1 point. Our first film, Final Destination. Brent, you're our guest of honor. What would you call this movie?
Last stop on the death train.
Brent saying Last Stop on the Death Train. Harry, what do you say?
Inevitable demise of people.
Harry saying Inevitable Demise of People. Stan, what do you
60
say?
minutes.
I was gonna say, it's kind of funny every time I'm driving down the highway. Harry might be able to relate to this. Every time I'm going down the highway and I see a truck loaded with some bullshit, I think Final Destination. So I'd say truck loaded full of. We can't say shit, but maybe you could nowadays. You know, maybe you could put like S and then 3 asterisks or something. Truck loaded full of shit.
Now, quick
That's
question.
what I'd call it.
When you spell a word and you transpose an S with a $sign, do you also put an apostrophe?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So for S's and $signs, anything that represents an S. Okay.
Stan, with all due respect, you don't know the first thing about the damn highway.
Well, fair enough, fair enough.
Well,
I got a
don't mean
chocolate highway.
I'll tell you
Well,
what,
I'd like to
Harry.
drive down that, I tell you what. I love chocolate.
I need a pudding truck.
Brett said the last train to death, I believe?
The last stop on the death train.
Last stop
Stop
on the death train. Everyone say their names again. Brett, you.
Brent.
Damn it, Brett. Save that shit for Filmwar. Harry, what was the name of your film?
Inevitable demise of people.
It stands his truck full of shit. I'm giving it to Stan. Stan gets a point.
Well, that's
Hell
some
yeah.
dumb shit.
Every time I go down the highway, I think that Final Destination.
Even though that's clearly from Final Destination 2. Our next film for old movie, new title. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Brent, I assume you're going to have a lot to say about this one, so I'll go to you last. Stan, let's start with you. What would you call the Rocky Horror Picture Show from 1975?
I'd call it whatever movie starring Brent.
Whatever movie starring Brent. Harry, what do you say?
I'd call it the confusion causer.
The confusion causer, Harry says. Brent, what do you say?
One Night in Paris.
Brent saying, Brent saying One Night in Paris. I'm going to give the point to Highway Harry, the confusion maker.
It
Causer,
causes me a
confusion
little
causer.
bit confusion.
Yeah, I'm fucking confused, as you can tell. All right, the next movie is Tremors from 1990. Harry, let's start with you this time. What would you call this movie?
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, Harry says. Stan, what do you say?
I'd call it Monsters in the Desert.
Monsters in the Desert, Stan says. Brent?
Did you know Reba McEntire was in a movie?
No way.
Question mark.
She's so she's so pretty. I tell you what, we always watch that TV show. We on repeat, non-stop here on the TV.
Well, then you should probably rent Tremors.
Brent
Well,
is
maybe.
saying, did you know Reba McEntire was in a movie, question mark, as the title of his picture. Which is pretty good. It's a good one. It's a good one, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Highway Harry for Kevin Bacon, because that one was, it made me laugh more. It made the TV laugh.
It's on the thing already.
I know.
He's in
that's
the
why it's
movie.
funny.
He
That's
just
the
read
joke.
it.
That's the joke.
He wasn't even
That's
giving
the
an
joke.
answer. He
That's
was
the
reading
joke.
it.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
And I'm
Hey,
pointing it out.
He don't
Point
get
is a
it.
Brent,
point is
I
a
will,
point.
I will put you in a TV on this show, too. So you,
I like being inside things.
You're inside my Abdul Oblongata.
Mama said.
the next film for old movie, new title is They Live from 1988. Harry, back to you. What would you call this film? I assume you're
I'd
going to
call
say
it-
you see them on the street, you watch them on TV, you might even vote for one this fall. You think they're people just like you. You're wrong, dead wrong.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you know. I'm gonna call this the Mighty Mouse.
The Mighty Mouse, Harry says.
I
Stan,
haven't
what do you
seen
say?
it.
Skulls in my sunglasses.
Skulls in my sunglasses, Stan says. Brent, what do you say?
Magic glasses stop communism.
Magic glasses stop communism. TV, what do you say? TV
Damn.
says Brent. Brent gets a point.
Damn. I was gonna say that guy's got nice teeth, but that was more of a comment.
That's from eating brains. Oh wait, they're aliens.
Okay, our next film for old movie new title is Red State from 2011. Stan, I imagine you're going to have a lot to say about this one, so I'll come to you last. Brent, what are you saying? What's the title of your Red State?
Smoking lefties.
Smoking Lefties, Brent says. Harry, what do you say?
I have a gun and I'm ready to.
Love.
I'm ready to.
I have a gun and I have a gun, ... and I'm ready to ... parentheses trails off is Carrie's title. Stan,
Love
what do you say?
Goodman.
I'd name it The Way It Should Be.
It's ironic.
Stan saying The Way It Should Be. TV, what do you say? The TV likes Smoking Lefties. Brent gets another point.
Just got to show a little leg.
Jeez Louise. Gonna be another one of them nights in Paris, as they say.
Is it making you question things there, Stan?
I'm married. I'm a married man.
We have one last movie, an old movie, new title, and it is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch from 1982. Harry, what would you call this film?
I call it The Witches in the Sky.
Highway Harry is saying The Witch is in the Sky. Brent, what do you say?
Technically, not Halloween 3. Oh, no, that's too wordy.
Brent is saying technically not Halloween 3. No, that's too
It's
wordy.
too wordy.
Dan, what do you say?
I was going to say, I agree with Hobby Lobby. I don't think Halloween should be a thing. It's Hobby Lobby 3.
But then you wouldn't get to see me in my dress, Stan.
Season of the Witch. And in fact, I think we can come up with something better than Witch, too.
Halloween
Warlock.
3, Season of the Bitch.
Wait, what's that really cool song from the movie itself? What was that?
Oh, you mean this? No twist here. I will be naming a project and you will cast the 5 roles with any actor, living or dead, preferably dead. Each actor you cast that gets the TV's non-approval will get you 1 point. Our film for today's Dreamcast is Filmwar the movie. Our first role we'll be casting is Dan. Stan, who would you cast as Dan?
I don't like that guy. Bob Barker just died. I'd like to see Bob Barker play him.
Stan is saying Bob Barker for Dan. Highway Harry, what do you say for Dan?
Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens.
Paul
Harry
Rubens
says.
just died.
Brent, what do you say?
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace, who is alive but still counts. I'm going to give a point to Stan.
That's right.
I missed the dead thing.
Way to nail your doppelganger's casting. All right, the next role that we'll be casting is Kyle.
But dead.
But dead. Highway Harry, who would you cast as Kyle?
This ugly bastard, I would say Christopher McDonald. Is that the name of the Shooter McGavin?
Yes, Christopher McDonald, Harry says. Stan, who are you going to cast as Kyle?
I'd like to see Chris Farley play him.
Chris Farley, Stan says.
I think he'd have to calm down quite a bit because
Right.
he's
White,
pretty
right.
wild.
Smoke a lot of...
That's pretty sacrilegious, I would say.
Brent, one up it. What are you saying? Who are you going to cast as
Patrice O'Neill.
Patrice O'Neill, Brent says. Hard to pass
That's a
that up.
compliment.
I think I got to go with Patrice O'Neill. Brent gets a point.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, this is a good one. Like that.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Patrice.
All right, our next role for Dreamcast is the one and only Brent, our hero. Brent, who would you cast as yourself?
And dead?
Gotta be dead.
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley is not dead. Isn't he?
Oh, he's not?
Is he dead? Well,
I think he's
dead.
dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead. He had the diabetes.
Maybe he's
Brent is
really
saying
good at
Wilford
controlling
Brimley
it.
as himself.
You got-
Harry, what do you say?
Harry says Danny DeVito.
Harry's saying Danny DeVito. Stan, what do you say?
I think I'm going to go with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Stan is saying Philip Seymour Hoffman for Brent. I gotta give the point to Stan. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I give him
I
a
can
point.
see that.
Can
That's
he can
pretty
have
good.
one of my points.
Our next cast is Shea. Stan, let's start
Doug
with you. Who are you
Benson?
casting as Shea?
Who's dead?
Who's dead?
Let's go with River Phoenix. He's
Stan
dead.
is saying River Phoenix. That's
Yep.
over embellishing a little bit, I think. Highway
That's
Harry, what do you say?
Just slick back his hair.
I'm going to say, who's that? Casey Affleck.
Who's that girl?
Highway
Casey
Harry
Affleck
saying
ain't
Casey
dead.
Affleck for Shea. Brent, what do you say?
Laurel from Laurel and Hardy.
Laurel from Laurel and Hardy, Brent
Laurel.
says. Interesting.
That's
Deep
old
cut.
school.
That's a deep cut.
I'm going to give the point to Harry.
Yeah.
You know you like that Laurel bit.
Yes, I did.
did.
Way to nail that nerd to the wall there, Brent.
Send him a picture.
He'll see this, I'm sure. All right, our last role for Dreamcast. And Stan, I urge you to pay attention. The last role is...
We just did Shay.
Our last role is the man sitting behind him there against the wall.
Where?
That's Rompus, right?
Yeah, you know Romp.
I didn't know he was involved here.
Yeah, he's like the EP for this show. You didn't know that?
For this show.
And I assume the other one, he's in every episode just sitting there. I don't know what he does over there, but he's involved.
Is this a bit? No one's there.
Yeah, with hindsight and everything, I got a thing. I gotta go.
Now? We're in the middle of a game.
I'm just super busy these days, lots of legwork. Thanks for everything.
Can you give us your last actor at least?
No creature or actor could ever play that role, man, so I gotta go. Bye!
I don't really know this Rumpus character, and I think he looks like kind of a shithead in that mask, so I'm gonna say something like, I don't know, Jonah Hill or Joe Rogan or Jay Leno or something like that. Oh, fucking shit! What the fuck?
Is Stan dead?
There are consequences to one's actions, and there'd certainly be consequences to wrong actions.
Ooh, the dark, unavoidable consequences. I've been skirting those my whole life, bud. Ever since I came out of the womb, ever since I came out of the nutsack. I don't know who this Rambo, Rocco, Rumpus is. Whatever his stupid little name is, I got an actor for you. Russell Brand. What do you think of that?
He's not gonna like that very much at all. I guess that's it for TV War. We had a new champion.
What now, movie boys?
Wow, Brent, wow. That's a really nice trick you've got there.
You're just the same as him, in the face of every master. Clap your hands.
Well, I wouldn't boast too much there, old friend. I asked you before, where do you think you are?
No, I won't. No, oh.
That's all for TV War. We had a new champion, Highway Harry, but he skedaddled. Follow us on MySpace and LiveJournal. We still use those over here, but it's like a weird, dark, glitchy version, right? We'll see you next time. And remember, the next time you walk past a TV, ask yourself, who's in that sumbitch? Devil Dawdle.